another time. It is time for another video. Good day to you, my fellow adventurers throughout time and space. It is I, the Cowardly Time Lord, welcoming you to another LEGO review. So we've got a bit of a mixed bag here, don't we? We have a medieval village and a bunch of sort of medieval fitting in minifigures. These guys, I know I showed them off in a previous video, but they were figures that I won when the D&D set released, and there was a thing at my local LEGO store where you could roll the dice, and if you rolled above 15, you would get a free minifigure. So both me and my mother rolled the dice, and we both got 19 out of 20. Not bad rolls. I don't really know much about D&D, to be fair. I've said that before. Anyways, but I'm very excited for the D&D minifigure pack that's coming out later this year. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for a lot of sets this year. This year has been very, very good. Anyways, here's a Lord of the Rings elf as well. He's here because I forgot to show him off in my last video that was all Lord of the Rings themed. So he ended up in my fantasy medieval era thingy video. Bye-bye! And I might have gone overboard with getting collectible minifigures that I wanted. I found them recently. I went to a Bricks and Minifigs in the States, and also I've just been packing them. We've been picking up things over the years of a while from toy traders. And yes, I know he's not a collectible minifigure. Well, he is, but he's not from one of the CMF series. It is Clutch Powers, who fits right in at the medieval lands. And we have Samurai and Samurai Lady, Red Sonja type, and I believe he's the Vampire Knight Basil or something from old LEGO Knights. Been finally re-released. Yes. So I guess I'm doing the medieval village first. That wasn't my intention. I meant to do the Dune Ornithopter, but I sort of just went right into the medieval stuff. So there's this nice little cart. Nice little detail. Nice little pull cart with stuff. This has an axe and a knife, a letter, which has... what symbol is that? I don't know. I know that the different things have different symbols. I'm sorry, my glasses are somewhat broken at the moment. I'm still wearing them, but they're somewhat broken, so I need a new pair. Desperately. I've already ordered a new pair of glasses. Then there's a log chopping thing. Little stand for wood and an axe. We have this gardener type figure. Or is it a cloth maker or something? I don't know. Then we've got sort of the blacksmith type lady. And we have the cheese and bread stand. All your finest cheeses and breads. A shield and a shield in progress on a painting sort of stand thing, I think is what that's supposed to be. A carpentry order for a chair on the table that's missing a leg. The said extra table leg being crafted on a spinny thing, well, it's sort of like it's not grindstone at all. What would it be? I don't know. Point is that, it's supposed to be that the table leg that's missing off this table is being made on this spinny thing. Yes, very clever. And there's the chair that the instructions on the little thing are for. See? Tells you exactly how to build the chair. And there's the chair. Okay, now let's show the interior of well, first let's show the nice exterior of all the building and all together. So there's a wheel hanging down, little birdie sitting up there, little farmhouse kind of builds on either side. So there's a pumpkin, water bucket, a beehive, and some carrots and radishes. Also, I love all the chimneys on this build and all the little details. It's very nice looking. And then, of course, the goat. Everyone loves the goat. Everyone wants the goat. The goat is a reason to buy this set. Also, there's a squirrel. Squirrel. It's a squirrel. So squirrely. Anyways, it's really a nice decorative build. Got a lot of nice details. Oh, and the roofs come off. The roof comes off really nice and easily. There's a little pitty pat with a pail of milk. Pea milk's not good for pea pats. It's not. There's another chair built the same way. Some soup cooking on the stove, or is it just making more cheese? Look at all the cheese. So much cheese, all the goat cheese, because there's no cows, so it must be goat cheese. I actually like goat cheese. I like various cheeses. I like cheese. In here is a little building area. Okay. That's sort of, I guess, supposed to be the blacksmith. Got nice little details. I like the idea of using the keys as doorknobs, but there's nothing actually holding them in place. And you can put stuff in there, which is nice. And I guess that's what that's for, so I should probably figure out where to put the little side builds inside before I move this away. Turning this dial will open the trap door down, and that's how the ladder goes up there. Let's see. Okay. And then inside here is a dismantled cart. Various pieces to make a little pull cart. That wheel's supposed to be more tucked away in the corner. And there's various things, and then of course this raises up and lowers back down the wheel, and you lock it in place by turning this dial so that the wheel won't be lowered. And then finally there's this other house, which is all about colors, and there's a large tapestry depicting several different Lego sets, all lined up. The Knight's Joust, the classic yellow castle. And there's a little stove in there, and all sorts of colors, and I don't know what the chopsticks are there to represent. I don't. But yes. So overall, the first part of this medieval village is amazing. It's an amazing build, amazing set. Very, very happy. Very, very cool to have. Right. Like that. The roofs were somewhat difficult to make, and I did notice an instruction error at one point during the building process. It was kind of interesting. And then, of course, there's this little tree that has "Beware the Dragon Knight." And there's a frog, because, of course, there's always got to be frogs. And then there's also a wanted sign for the criminal. He could be anywhere. This thief. And then there's the goat for sale. Goat for sale. But it's the village's only source of cheese, and clearly cheese is a major product. Why would they be selling their only goat? Bad idea. Okay. Over here we have more figures from this medieval village, including a lion knight guard. With a lovely mustache. Then we have the Queen's tax collector with his sack full of money, a pen, and some sort of missive, I assume. Then we have a painter lady. Lovely little details. Then we have a maid of some description. I didn't actually remember where they were as part of the set building process, so I just put them over here mostly. Lady is sort of an innkeeper lady, I would assume. And then the little village boy with his spoon. A spoon! And now this one is actually interesting because it actually closes up like this. And that makes up the exterior with a lovely thing for like the inn looking on the outside with the knight's helmet. And then it turns around to be revealed to be more of a castle-like setting with the watchtower for the guard to sit in to prepare for the invading armies. And then it opens up to reveal many a thing. And also, the tax collector's secret drawer of money is hidden away up in there. And that roof doesn't come off very easily. Anyways, he's got a letter to one of the foreign kingdoms as well. And then there's another foreign kingdom letter. Clearly to Eagle Knight. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, interior. There's beds. And then here is the painting room, another unpainted shield, some various items, a anvil for making things upon, another depiction of a classic Lego set of the king upon his steed. Then we have the tavern sort of bar with a lute, a chessboard, and chess pieces represented there. And then a kitchen area with various different things. Crab, and chicken, and baguette, and the pie out the window. Very, very cool. I thoroughly enjoyed this set, and I think it makes a great companion piece to the Lion Knight's castle, which it'll soon be joining in my bedroom as soon as I'm done this video, and I will start work on building the Queen Anne's Revenge, because I think it's very much time. I've had that set for a year now. Don't bother telling me I've had this longer. I know there's going to be somebody, if anyone actually cares. But yes. So, Queen Anne's Revenge and then the London Escape are going to be my next two sets built. Hopefully I'll build them before I go on my long vacation, but probably I won't. So, I'll probably leave one or two of them half finished. And then when I come back from my long vacation with all my sets I'll gather throughout that, I will. That's how it will be. But yeah, going on a long vacation soon. Probably won't be back until October, late September. I don't know. Probably late September. Well, late September. Sometime in September is the point. I'll probably be back around then. Anyways, now that that's over, let's get over to the Royal Atreides Ornithopter from Dune. Where we have... what is it? Leto Atreides, I think is the name of the Duke Leto Atreides. Lady Jessica, Baron Harkonnen, Paul Atreides, Chani, Duncan Idaho, Gurney Halleck, and Dr. Kynes. Anyways, I was originally planning on some jokes, like I'd bring out the a Star Wars figure because they were in because the actor was an older version of Dune. I don't know. My brain's hurting. I haven't been doing super well these past few days between depression and other stuff. But anyways, let's get on with the video. So yes, those are the figures. The Baron's stand is interesting, and his long cape are interesting. It's a very interesting way to design a minifigure. I don't know if I agree with all the design choices, but it's very cool. And another character is played by I can't remember his name now, but yes, another minifigure I have to add to that collection of characters he played. It's funny. It's funny. Trust me, it's funny. Anyways, these figures are all pretty well designed. Look pretty darn cool. Nothing to really complain about with any of them. Absolutely nothing to complain about any of these figures. They're amazing. The Ornithopter, however. I had a rough time building it. I'll just say that outright. I already forgot how do you open the front of this? I forgot. How do you open the front of this? I don't remember. Oh no. I was away too long and I've forgotten how to open it. Is it something? It is that. Okay. So that's how you open up the cockpit. The cockpit can come out for easy adjustment of minifigures. There's not a lot of interior room on this set. I'll repair that later. There's really not a lot of interior room. And the main play features of the set are you can close the ramp like that, and then hold it like this, and flap the wings. So much movement. I don't think there's just not a whole lot of movement. It's very cool how you can move the wings. I also don't mind the anniversary figures. They're still just sitting there. Yeah. Overall, this set, while admittedly very cool, like very, very cool. I just don't think I'm actually a big enough fan of Dune to really like it. So I liked the movie and it was fine, but I don't know. Just this set has issues. And it was a very difficult putting together process. I messed up and had to basically take the whole thing apart at one point early into the build, and the mechanisms don't work well enough, I guess, is sort of my overall feelings on it. And again, these sets, they're made for people with small hands. I have very, very large hands, and it gets annoying at times. But yeah, the mechanisms are cool, don't get me wrong. I just think that some don't work the best. And it's difficult to do this all with one hand. I should say that I am impressed by all the features that LEGO managed to cram into this thing. Also, I know some of the blades are bent. I don't know if it's from just being in the heat. It's been incredibly hot. Or if somehow they got bent during building. Probably they somehow got bent during building. I don't know. Probably my stupidity in some form or another. But yeah, the Royal Atreides Ornithopter. Pick it up if you're a fan of science fiction, I guess, was my comment on it. Or a really big fan of Dune. It's cool, don't get me wrong. I don't know. I struggled to sit through Dune Part 2. So did my mother, who's a big fan of Dune and is currently rereading the books. So, I don't know. That's sort of just my feelings on it. And while it's so cool that they managed to cram in all the mechanisms, there's it not having an interior. I don't know. I mean, obviously it would have been too difficult to put in both interior and the play features. I get it. But when the play features are somewhat lackluster, like making the wings barely move, yeah, it just sort of falls flat. That's sort of my feelings on it. It's cool, and it's a very good display model. And yes, obviously it's meant to be a display model, but when you've made it so specifically play feature esque and then they don't work very well, I would have rather it had been completely display with a great interior. But the minifigures, no complaints. No complaints on any of the minifigures. Amazing. The Medieval Village, as I already said, great companion piece. If you have the Lion Knight's Castle, I highly recommend you get it. Yeah, and that's about all I have to talk about today. Hope you enjoy all these Lego videos I do these days, not much else. Until the next time. No, that's not my outro at all. What is my outro again? Well, this looks like a good place to end off for today's episode. So, this is the Cowardly Time Lord signing off and saying, have a good day, or whatever time it is, wherever you are. Bye-bye now.